This is where being a multidimensional awoke to your other levels is really handy right now, because here's the deal. They're talking about the US being the center of AI intelligence and cryptocurrency. We're going to be the capital of the world of this technology. This is their vision, right? Now, what does this mean? Okay, this means the WBAN, guys, I've been talking about this with the nanobot tech, right? The WBAN is continuing to be advanced in really high levels. That means a lot of things. So hear me out for a second. I know this is going to get a little technical, but I need to paint the picture for you guys so you can make smart choices for yourself. Okay. So last year I traveled all over the country, all over the continent, really, to do live blood analysis to look at what's in people's blood in relationship to what I first thought was shedding from the vaccine. And then I later realized that it really didn't matter people's vaccine status. They all had nanobot technology within their blood. All of us, and all of us are giving off what's called oh shoot, now my brain just totally 86'd it. An MAC signal. Okay, so MAC signals is a very specific digital networking protocol signal. And the whole point of the MAC signal is that it allows your signal to be differentiated from other signals on a network. Okay, so I'm talking about kind of like Wi-Fi here, Bluetooth. Now, an MAC signal is not to the magnitude, not to the bit level, not the bit level, that's not the right word, is not to the level of a Bluetooth signal. But if that nanobot technology really gets across a certain threshold in its alternative neural network that it builds in your system, your MA signal will end up getting piggybacked with a Bluetooth signal, and all of a sudden I can pick up on your Bluetooth signal with my cell phone, and so can other devices on a wireless network. Okay, I know this sounds super sci-fi, but now that we see what's coming, we understand why the groundwork has been laid the way that it has. We can see why the 5G towers have been getting built at the warp speed that they've been getting built at, right? Because they already have these AI data centers constructed. Okay, the limit to these AI processing data centers, and if you want to hear more about this, I encourage you guys to check out Whitney Webb. She's on Rogan, she's on Bet David. She does have platforms giving her voice because she's done a beautiful deep dive into the real agenda of these things. Now, she doesn't necessarily have the multidimensional perspective, so she doesn't understand on a quantum level where our sovereignty is in relationship to these things. Like most humans, they don't understand it yet. We are going to understand it. Why? Because we're going to be forced to. We're going to be forced to discover how we maintain our multidimensional sovereignty in this AI technological world. Now, they claim they have not launched AGI, but they have. Just so you guys know, AGI is a real thing. That's the actual sentient version of AI. See, people think AI is sentient. No, it's not yet. It's the AGI that's sentient. That is where they really want this to go to. But sorry, I digress. Let me continue going on. So we're all giving off these max signals. And in my travels, what I've been doing, I've been looking at people's blood, seeing what stages they're at, and then giving a specific protocol you can do to keep the stage low. So it's not an engagement where your biofield, your actual electromagnetic energy cannot be used as a DNS server for these crypto technologies, for these AI sensor, full biometric sensor technologies. That's what this is all about, is making your energy field compatible with the digital, okay, DNS I'm going to say file server protocols. That's what that's about. Okay. Because energy field, the bioelectric energy is different than things that run off electricity. Electricity is a different frequency of energy. Okay. I've talked about this too in other chats. And our bioelectricity energy is free energy. This is the energy that is living, breathing life force energy, versus enslaved energy is what's running through the wires in our electrical systems, right? That's the AC/DC energy. I unpacked that many chats ago. I'm sorry, you'll have to go into our blog and find it. But anyway, so people are learning those protocols, they're eradicating it, and then on top of that, doing energy medicine practices to build a strong energy field and hold their sovereignty. This is how we move forward in this, right? So the rest of the humans that are still in reaction land, right? They're still in the shock and in indignation land. It's going to take them a while to wake up to what I'm talking about with you guys, okay? But the fact that you can sit here and you can listen to this and it's making sense to you, you are way ahead of the curve of a lot of humanity. All right. All right. There's a few more pieces to go over. Let me take a breath, and I'm going to go ahead and read a comment from Dear Starshine. Hello. Okay, so this is New Second Wind. Thank you for explaining all that. I feel so much truth in your words. I knew it. It wasn't about the individual players, but you helped qualify the spectrum in which we are working within. Yes, thank you. Yes, this is exactly what we have to wake up to. So the great news is that this all starts in the quantum, guys, which means, we're infinite beings in a biosuit. Believe it or not, the quantum levels is where we live. Right? That's where more of our quantum exists, on those levels, than the level of quantum that's embodied and expressing itself through the biosuit. Okay. This is a thing. The problems that we are working through is we are setting straight the trauma dramas that have been implanted. Some of them are real, some of them are not, but we are working through the trauma dramas that have been implanted in our reality in relationship to predatorial technical intelligence, or using technical intelligence in a predatorial power over dynamic way. For example, right? For example, I'm going to talk about Whitney Webb again. I love her. It's going to sound like I'm criticizing her, but I'm not. I love that she has the courage to be doing what she's doing, the level of research that she is committed to. I mean, everything about, that we need people like her in this world to keep revealing things, right? But, and she is presenting the relationship, the power over dynamic relationship we have currently to advanced technical intelligence, to advanced AI. And what this is that these are the power over dynamics of that old crumbling paradigm, right? And because the current technology is built on the mindset or built on those foundations, as that foundation crumbles, certain aspects of that AI thing is going to crumble too. But as it currently stands right now, the way it's being used, and if you go to Asia, you'll realize just how technologically the US is not the most advanced. I mean, you go to Asia, it's absolutely extraordinary. Years ago, I was in the Seoul airport, and that, I mean, impressive. I'm telling you, the city of Seoul, absolutely impressive. Anyway, and that was many years ago. Singapore, China, there's something called the social scoring system. That's a real thing. The Face ID, the biometric ID, so they can read your biometrics, as in they can read your energy field. Why? Because your energy field has already been prepped to be compatible with data exchange. Okay. Now, if you guys remember, SARS happened in, what was that? 2002. So they have been prepping the Chinese population for a good 2 decades before us, experimenting and using this technology that I'm talking about, this nanobot technology, putting it inside of people so their bioenergetics are compatible with digital reads, okay, digital sensors and reading systems. So we already have a model of what it looks like, and this is, this is part of what's really going on with the world and China. China is showing the prototypes and what works, what doesn't work, how to deal with dissent, how to deal with this, how to deal with that. And of course, there is a sect of humans in China that figured out a way to get sovereignty from that operating system. And those are the was it the Yao Feng group. I don't know if you guys know about these guys. This is a Qigong group, a highly advanced spiritual community. There was a video going around the internet many years ago where they had a person with an ultrasound, and it was showing in real time how these people were healing the tumor in real time on the ultrasound with energy medicine. It's like they literally shrunk the tumor to nothing. I think it was liver or something. Tumor to nothing, showing it in real time on the ultrasound. All right, that was a Wufang. I think it's called Wufang. And so their energy fields aren't being used as DNS servers. No. They have a very strong, clear, potent energy field. And what is the response of China to the group of people? Forced organ harvesting. Okay, that has been going on for decades as well. And they don't just break your mind and take your organs. For some of those people who are in prison, they take one organ at a time. I don't really know what the wisdom of that is. That's really gross, but I mean, the whole idea is gross, but this is what the technology looks like in the old paradigm of the power over dynamics. Okay. But what is different, and this is interesting, what's different about what the US is doing, what Trump is doing with these other guys, is the open source code. So open source code has to be in place in order for quantum technologies to exist. Open source, because there are no secrets in the quantum. The quantum operates completely on frequency and resonance. There are no secrets. There's no way to encrypt something to make it inaccessible. Okay, because it's simply a matter of being a frequency match, being a resonance match to align and have that information. So what they do in the human level is that they create distraction. They have people super pissed about that. They have people super in reaction about this. They have this drama and that drama. So people are so involved in that, they don't have the time, space, bandwidth to sit, be within themselves, tune in and download. You see what I mean? But now that I'm saying this to you guys and you're hearing what I'm talking about, you're not gonna forget what I'm saying. It's in there now, right? So it's really, really worthwhile to take as much time and space that you need to sedate your energy field or sedate your nervous system, calm your energy field, so you can tune in and download come into resonance with the data, knowledge, ideas that you need in order to operate and make your next decision in life.